Hey guys, it's Misty from the Book Rat, and it is time for a much belated book haul. Kinda looks like I'm naked. I'm not. So, story time first. I have technically already recorded this. In May, I recorded a book and beauty haul, and the timing of it was funny if you've been following along on Twitter to the whole fake reader girls thing. I give zero shits about that. Nobody is one-dimensional, and it's fine to like books and makeup. I do, and I'm not in any way a fake reader girl. I don't think anyone would think I was. Anyway, I had recorded that whole haul. I had endless problems. First, I turned on my camera and the battery was dying. After getting everything set up, I was like, I'm just gonna see how much I can get through before it dies. I've got a spare on the charger, so it'll be fine. Got about halfway through and it died, of course. And I went to grab the spare, which it is a pain because I have to take my camera off the tripod in order to get the battery in, which means I'm disturbing the whole setup. But not the end of the world. So I go grab that spare battery and the charger is empty. Not sure when this happened, but at some point the battery must have fallen out. Whenever it happened, it must not have gotten charged because when I put it in the camera, nothing happened, didn't turn on. So I said, okay, I'll just switch over to my phone to finish this out. I'm in too deep to just give up. I'll just go handheld. Turned on my phone and the battery was dying. Sensing a theme. So I figured, okay, I'll plug in my phone and record while it's charging. That did not work out so well. Got all the way to the end. I was giving like the closing statements and my phone froze. Had to restart it. Lost everything. So I re-record, freezes again about halfway through, just waited it out because I wasn't going to lose everything again. It finally kind of came back to itself, hadn't lost anything, but it did this like 3 more times. Finally get to the end of the video and realize I've had lipstick on my teeth the whole fucking time. So that was the last thing that I did on the blog and vlog front, and that was over a month ago. Partly I was just irritated, knew I needed to re-record and didn't have the motivation at all, but also partly it's June and that means gardening in Michigan and I've just been kind of swamped, hence the slight tan. Some of you might be like, that's tan, Misty, but this is like super tan for me. So all of that just to say I'm circling back around to it today, and instead of just being a May book haul and beauty haul, this is just going to be May and June book haul. Beauty will be its own thing. So that's enough of a pointless ramble. Let's get in to some of the cool things that came my way these last couple months. So we'll start with the most recent thing first. I'm so excited for it. And that is a copy of Mighty Jack by Ben Hackey. This is a retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk, which is one of my problem fairy tales, and I think I've gotten into that before, but we won't get into that here. But many of you probably know I love Ben Hackey's work. It's so just vibrant and fun, and I just really gel with it. So looking forward to getting into this. Side note, Ben was just in Michigan, and I had intended to go see him at the Ann Arbor Comic Fest. Didn't put together that it was the same weekend as Father's Day weekend, and so when I was planning to go on Sunday, that did not happen. So that was a bummer. But this is not. Then from Scholastic, this was a surprise in my mail the other day. I have a copy of The Forgetting by Sharon Cameron. I have a copy of her debut, I think it was a debut, called Rook, or The Rook, that I got last year, and surprising no one, but unfortunately, I haven't read that one yet, though I was actually looking at it the other day and thinking, I really want to read you. That one's probably going to have to wait a little while. This one is coming out in September. Sounds really interesting. It's about a society where every 12 years, everyone forgets everything. They like devolve into madness, go crazy and violent, and then their memories are wiped clean, all except for one girl who remembers everything and is trying to figure out why this happens and what's going on. Really interesting concept, sounds pretty unique. The cover is beautiful. I love anything that can go on the purple bookshelf, which needs arranging. The whole thing needs rearranging. But anyway, I think I'm going to try to do a first impressions pretty soon of some upcoming books. So if you would like to see this as part of it, let me know in the comments. Then from the awesome people at Plexus, I actually had a whole story about this in the original video about how I used to work in a craft store, and well before adult coloring books became popular, I used to recommend coloring as kind of art therapy to people, and a lot of times they'd look at me like I was crazy and, you know, I'm not a kid, I'm not going to color. And now they're this huge thing, and there are some really cool ones out there, but even though I always look at them when I'm in stores, I haven't found one that quite gels with me. But Plexus sent me two, and these are so up my alley, it was just meant to be. So they sent me My Mystical Wonderland and My Magical Oasis. These are absolutely gorgeous. Some designs are really intricate, and some fill just part of the page, some fill the whole page, some are more simple, but every last one of them in both books is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know how I managed to, when I was flipping through, not show any splashes of color, because I actually have been using them and I really like them. So if you've been curious about the whole adult coloring book, or want to get into them, or have found that, you know, some of them just don't quite suit you, check these ones out, because I really think that they're top of the line beautiful, and the designs of them themselves are beautiful. Some adult coloring books can look really cheap. These do not at all, and the paper quality is fantastic. Then we have a very exciting one. Anytime it's in a shiny mailer, it's exciting. This, as most shiny mailers are, comes from Macmillan, and if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen it, because everyone was kind of going crazy about this when they came, but I got this little box that says Open Me. I don't know how well you can see that. And then inside there's a little note that says Read Me. Now, if having sort of inanimate objects that have instructions, very simple instructions like this, open me, read me, drink me, eat me, sounds familiar, well, that's because the book is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, which is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and I am so geeked about this, and it came at the perfect time. I was feeling really in a rut and just kind of blah, and nothing was really exciting me. I mean, there were things exciting me, but just, I was kind of stalled in my reading. And though I haven't read this yet, because I'm trying to make myself get through some other things first, and they've been good, knowing that it's there and waiting for me and I can dig into it soon is kind of given me a boost, so I'm very excited about that. This one comes out on a day. This one comes out in November, so still quite a wait, but maybe I'll give you my first impressions in that video for this one too, and if you'd like to have an excerpt of it, let me know and I will do that. Then in this box, box of amazing, I have a gift from someone who just gets me. She gets my soul, and she somehow has the most amazing timing. You've heard me talk about this before, but Ksenia just does it for me. She just knows me. And I don't know how she manages it, but she always gets me something that's so completely timely. So when this box showed up, this was a birthday present, by the way. When this box showed up, it was just after I had finished the graphic novel Rat Queens Volume 1 and needed the second volume. And hey, wouldn't you know, Volume 1 and 2 are in this box of amazing. So as soon as I was just saying, like, oh my god, I need Rat Queens Volume 2, and it's going to take forever to get here in Interlibrary Loan because my library doesn't have it, this showed up and I was able to read it immediately, which I did. So now I need Rat Queens Volume 3, which I was hoping would be on Hoopla because these two are on Hoopla, but it's not. I might break down and order it. I've got some other things to occupy me right now. But anyway, that was like so fortuitous, perfect timing, and very exciting. Along with the exciting, she got me a copy of Nimona, which some of you might be like, don't you already have that? I do, but this one's new and improved. Look at the little shark! Which is perfect, because when I posted about this on Instagram, I said that I knew I loved this from the moment that Nimona turned into a shark. Lastly, in this box of amazing, aside from the cutest card ever, is something I didn't know existed and didn't know how badly I needed it in my life until I saw it. And that is a Karen freaking Hallian coloring book. Could life be more perfect than this? I don't think so. So if you know me and are like me at all, I think you will agree that is a box of awesome that is right up my alley. And then lastly, I was browsing around at Ollie's, in the book section of course, because that's always where I start, and ended up picking up a copy of Singing the Dog Star Blues by Allison Goodman. I hadn't actually heard of this one, but Allison wrote Eon, and this whole justification I'm about to give you is going to sound really ridiculous, but you know, that's what book lovers do. I haven't actually read Eon, but I have Eon and Iona, and I'm pretty convinced I'm going to love them. I won't know until I read them, but I think I will, so I figured since I'm going to like those, maybe I'll like this, so I should get it too. Which now brings my total of Allison Goodman books that I own and haven't read to 3, which means she's moving on up into that whole unread and overrepresented on my shelves category that we talked about in book chat recently. It's kind of what I do, but I'm okay with that. What helped, what was also a big selling point, is it has a blurb from Tamara Pierce, so what are you gonna do? Auto buy. So that was all from this book haul for May and June, though June is not quite over yet and there is something on the way, but that'll just have to go into July's. But that said, it wasn't technically all of the books that I got in June, but this video is long enough so I'm gonna save them, because I also kind of made out like a bandit at the Dollar Tree. But we'll save those for another video because this one is definitely plenty long enough. That one will probably go up about mid-month because I don't want to do back-to-back-to-back hauls, so I'm going to try to work some other things in there, but rest assured there is more bookage coming. Everything I've mentioned is listed and linked in the description, so if you're curious about any of the books, make sure to check that out. And if you want to see first impressions or excerpts or any other thing that you can think of for any of the books that I mentioned, definitely let me know in the comments. If you've read them or want to read them, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Until next time, which will be that disastrous beauty haul, that is all for now. Thanks for watching, sorry for the impromptu hiatus, and as always, happy reading. Hey, me again. Fluffy, stop it. You're gonna hear a cat being crazy. She's twining around my legs right now because she wants to be petted. Right after I finished filming, that package I was talking about ended up showing up, so I thought I would throw it in. This is the same day I just tossed on a beach cover up and threw my hair up because I'm heading to the beach. But anyway, this bit of amazingness I've been waiting on. Am I super blurry? Hey, sorry guys. This has to do with the Six of Crows follow-up by Leigh Bardugo, which is called Crooked Kingdom. And though they're not doing arcs of Crooked Kingdom, Leigh, as she always does, came up with something fantastic to kind of get the buzz started. And I love how they package their things. So, see if you can see this little guy. See that? So cool! So anyway, here's the package. Ignore the hand swatches. So to celebrate the upcoming release of Crooked Kingdom, they did a sampler and some Grishaverse Crooked Kingdom socks. How amazing is that? And Crooked Kingdom tattoos. So freaking cool! So cool. Alright, I just wanted to pop on and show you that, and now this really is the end of the haul.